What is up, everybody? It's chatting with Chance tonight. And actually, I'm just sitting here really not doing much. Working on some builds, pondering good weather. Really nothing, just chilling. So, yeah, let me know. What's the audio like is the big question. What is that? But yeah, I mean, a lot's been going on. If you follow me, you notice I just got back from Vegas. What a trip, you guys. Vegas was, it was intense. But yeah, so yeah, Vegas is nuts, man. What's up, Westside? How you doing, bro? Ran into this guy in Vegas. Got to meet him. I'm always watching him. It seems like every day on the live stream. But no, it was good to meet him. Sorry I wasn't very personal. I'm sure you know everything was like chaotic. You know, people everywhere, and like people to meet, things to see, things to do. But yeah, it was good, dude. Sidewinder, good to see you, bro. Sidewinder's a local guy, Justin. He flies with Van and I quite often. Good, hilarious dude. I know you've seen him in my vlogs, like dancing or just saying funny stuff. But yeah, speaking of Sidewinder, him and I were flying the other day, and project of the night. Super bummed about this, guys. This is one of my custom frames that like I did this really intricate graffiti Sharpie job on. Yeah, it's having some battery issues. Totally lost connectivity. Diving a cell tower, slammed into the ground. What you see is what you get. That's the result. That's just what you get. So, yeah, I mean, besides the frame being broke, everything looks good. Kind of ripped the VTX out. I'm hoping the motor wires and everything are good. Mainly just the power board for the Radix. So yeah, we're gonna break into that guy. See what's going on. Yeah, dude. So besides Vegas, been flying a lot of Ovonic packs. Been in search for a new battery, like a good quality battery. Not necessarily like going for brands or anything like that necessarily, but just something that's solid, something I can go out and I can fly all the time and trust. So you know, in search of that, you look for cheap batteries to start. So I picked up some of those Ovonic packs, and man, I'm quite impressed. At first, you know, I looked at them and I thought they were just like rebranded tattoo packs, but I mean, I talked to them quite a bit, and they swear that they are not. So I'm gonna take their word for it for now, unless I find out otherwise, I guess. But yeah, anyways. But what are you guys up to tonight? Ask a question. Let's get to know me. Let's do it. Because I'm just gonna be sitting here tinkering. Yeah. So besides Ovonic packs, been talking a lot with iFlight, and obviously they make the thing motors, which I'm sure everybody has seen because they're just like this super amazing looking roundish motors. No, I was drawn to them because of like the crazy paint job and just the way they look, because like I said, I customize all my frames, and yeah, that's when I was drawn to him. So I started doing some research, looking into him, seeing what other pilots were saying, and like super good reviews. And so I got real interested. So I contacted him, and we've been talking a little bit. Right before I went to Vegas, they sent me out some stuff to throw on some quads to give it a shot and try. Obviously, I haven't thrown on this Success 60 amp 4-in-1. I'm really excited about this actually. I'm not a huge fan of 4-in-1s because, you know, if you mess up one ESC, you've messed up this entire board. D-Shot 1200 should be pretty solid. Everything else has been pretty solid. I've got those 50 amp, like the real skinny, long ESCs. Things are insane. I put them on the new twin quad frames Ripsaw, and here it is. I'll grab it. Alright, so twin quad frames Ripsaw. It's the new frame edition from Corey over at Twin Quad Frames. This thing has like 3 configurable arm positions, like the Dead Cat style, a True X and a Stretch X, but it's one of those small form factor 5-inch frames, you guys. It's a freestyle / race frame. It's running the 5149.9 Cyclone, so it can definitely run a little bit larger size props. But yeah, got those. It has skinny arms, but has these iFlight ESCs on it. The 50 amp like stick. I call them stick ESCs because they're like tiny. But so far, dude, they're like solid. And they have some super killer LEDs on them. And I like LEDs that you just don't really have to set up. Obviously, it's the Betaflight LEDs, but whatever. So you get a solid color, and yeah, so far so good. This thing's held up great, and I know you probably can't see it, but running the 2306 2450 Zing motors, you guys, those crazy silver and gold splatter paint ones, super dope. And yeah, mix between the Gem Fan 5149.9s and the Wind Dancer 5043s. It's hard to tell a difference on my quads because all of them are clear right now, but those are my 2 go-to props. I know that in Vegas at the multi-GP event, if I could have made it over there, I could have gotten to try some of those limited edition. I think they were 5146.6. It was interesting. It was an interesting size, but they look pretty dope. But what was my first FPV and how long have I been flying? Okay, so really condensed story. I got into FPV. I've been flying almost exactly 2 years, little bit over. I got into FPV because I like photography, and so I had a camera drone. I bought a Phantom. I thought that like I was gonna dive head over heels into like Phantom world. I was gonna become this like crazy good photographer, and I really enjoyed it, and I got some great stuff. But yeah, I was flying Phantoms, and I switched. A buddy of mine had gotten like an Amazon like build kit, you know, like a 210 3-inch whatever. I don't even know what it was. And at the time, I'd never even seen FPV or Freestyle or Sharpoo, any of those dudes. And so he got this little drone, and we built it together. And I was like, man, honest to God, my first thought about a little racing drone was, I bet I could get some really interesting angles that I couldn't get with my Phantom, and that way I could like kind of separate myself from the crowd as far as what kind of shots I was able to get. And so I immediately bought one myself and like built it. And it's pretty funny because I like straight up customized it right off the bat. I did this like vinyl, I don't know, sticker bomb. It's that classic sticker bomb that everyone's seen with like the motorcycle brands and the Repsol and all that, whatever. I'm getting off track. I do that a lot, so forgive me. Yell at me in the chat because like I'll just start rambling. But anyways, I bought this little 3-inch drone, you know, and so I built mine and had no idea still about FPV. I just thought like line of sight, and I quickly realized like immediately what acro was, right? So I didn't even know the difference. So when I set it up, and this was what, using clean flight. So yeah, I've been flying just a little bit because I started on clean flight. Yeah, like full acro right off the bat, line of sight. Had no idea. Did like minimal research because I just like dive into stuff. And so yeah, I immediately like went out to fly this thing, right? And just straight bombed it into the concrete. Boom. Crashed it. And I think, if I can remember correctly, not just to butter up the story, but I really do think that I broke it like immediately, like the first night. And so then that kind of forced me to do a little bit more research on what I was doing. And like in that first night of research of just like the word mini racing drones or something like that, oh yeah, that's when I came across all the videos of FPV. And so then right off the bat I discovered FPV, and I have like a all-in personality type, and so I was like, oh, I gotta get goggles, gotta get this, gotta get that, and ended up getting a set of goggles. I was still like running really cheap hardware because I discovered FPV, but I had no idea like what I was buying or anything like that, you know. I just thought like a little racing drone kit on Amazon was legitimate. So yeah, I think I ended up buying a few of those, just building them, and that's when I learned how to fly. And so if you go way back on my YouTube channel, I still think I have my very first YouTube video that I ever posted. And so I spent a few weeks flying line of sight in a parking lot, just being ecstatic about getting up to hover level and going straight and being able to come back. I couldn't even turn around because I would get disoriented, but I could come backwards and like fly back to myself and then go back. But yeah, I was like super stoked about that. I did that for a little bit, and then I got goggles, and yeah, that's when I realized that hey, I'm glad I started in acro mode because I didn't get all messed up with orientation or self-leveling or anything like that. But coming from a Phantom, it was still way different. And then that's it. Rest is history, you guys. So like started flying, boom, immediately into it. And checking the chat. I know Van Game, yeah. Thumbs down. But Fan. So yeah, we had this crazy trip, you guys. So we did this huge raffle, you know. We offered up a 7-inch twin quads frame. I threw in some motors, I think everything to build an entire quad, actually, some 1600 kV. Anyways, we got Van to Vegas, and like that sealed the deal. Corey from Twin Quads and I have been talking about bringing Van on to the Twin Quad Frames team, which I'm just a pilot for. He was just asking my opinion, I think. And so yeah, he got to go with us, and so I'm like bringing Van along on this trip, trying to keep my mouth shut the whole time about anything related to Corey bringing him on the team sometime along the trip. It was a really good time. But yeah, let me what you guys saying? Sharpoo, yeah, that dude, talented in multiple ways, man. I don't even know what he does. I think he does like DreamWorks stuff or animated movie work or something like that. But yeah, super talented, I'm sure. All about them angles. Yeah, West Side, bro. We're envious of your videos, dude. If you haven't checked out West Side FPV, go check him out. Actually, anybody that's in the chat right now, if you don't know him, hit the 3 little bubbles next to their name. If it'll let you. Maybe it won't let you. But go sub to their channels. Yeah, it'll let you. Click on their name, go to their channel, sub them. So I see some real good dudes in here. But yeah, back to the build, you guys. So, since I broke the frame and I don't have a matching arm, what I think I'm going to do is strip that down and put that on the new, well, it's not new, it's new to me, the new iFlight XL5 frame. And I have to say, it's a single bottom plate. It is not the one with removable arms. And I'm always super nervous about frames like this. But they say it's super solid. I will put these parts on it, and hopefully it doesn't meet the same fate, because if so, I have to be talking with iFlight. We're gonna have to look at something else as we await 6-inch hacksaws. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say it, you guys. It's official. Kelly FPV, what is up, bro? I'm gonna get to a story about how this dude made my trip, and I'm pretty sure Van's trip totally legitimate. But beforehand, I'm gonna share with you a new setup. Since you're bored enough to hang out with me right now, this is kind of my secret sauce right now, and this is it. Okay, so I've had really good success here with power, definitely battery life, and stability. I guess that would be 3 extremely good categories. Okay, so what is this? This is twin quad frames hacksaw, 6-inch. This is like the old school twin quads frame, still for sale, still super awesome frame design. It's beefy. It's kind of a different direction than most of the new frames, but yeah, it's dope. It's a super tank. I mean, watch any of my old videos. I'm flying these hacksaws, bashing them like crazy. Corey will tell you. I was just learning how to fly, bashing them. Okay, but anyways, yeah, what is it? So 6-inch hacksaw. We're going a little bit old school frame style. I love it. Removable arms, super thick carbon, wide arms, not going narrow like all the new stuff, and 1600 kV motors, roughly 1600 kV motors. These need replaced because in Las Vegas we hit a mountain and we seized that one up, and I don't have a replacement. So iFlight, if you're watching, I need some 6S motors for these rigs because there's several coming, and I have several 6S batteries on the way. 6S. That's the kicker, you guys. So it's 1600 kV motors running 5-inch props only on a 6-inch frame, which goes back to the stability factor. Dude, super stability. I haven't posted any footage from this, but I did go out with Van and do some testing, and the thing was like buttery smooth. Footage may be messed up because my GoPro mount got, no, that had been from my wreck, so footage will be good. But yeah, super toasted, that motor on a rock. I clipped one of the trees coming down on my Vegas run video in the mountains, and I wish I could show it to you, but it totally caved in the side of the motor. But yeah, I would love to get some of those Zing motors in something that's like super efficient with 6S, because running 6S batteries, well, was till I broke the motor. I was running 6S batteries on this rig, and hard freestyle was getting, well, the video I did get, I was at 6 minutes, I think 6 minutes, and I still had a whole volt left to go as far as what I like to land batteries at. 6 minutes, and like that's not just like cruising. That was punch outs and split S's and all kinds of stuff. And so I was really stoked to run this up the mountains in Vegas. I was not super stoked when I hit it on a rock and crashed in the motor. But the motors themselves, those Zings, yeah, I totally recommend them to you. Night Train, I see that you were talking about wanting to get some green ones. Do it. I know Van picked up the OG like purple 2306 motors. I'm a 2306 guy, so it's right up my alley. I do still have some 4S motors and junk, so I'm excited to put on these like crazy looking cotton candy 2208 2150 motors. So yeah, who's running 2208? And if you are, what KV are they? And what prop are you running on them? Obviously, I'm going to run Jim Fan because Jim Fan is gracious enough to allow me to fly for him as a pilot, which I'm so stoked about. Always have been. Jim Fan is amazing. Ada is amazing. Molly. All of them. Super cool group. And really, really, really supportive of what we do. Our whole hobby. Yeah, what are you guys running? That is what I really want to know. Yeah, confetti camo. That is a really, really good term for those motors. I'll take a break to say that this episode is not sponsored by Monster as much as I wish it was. I'm going to get like a copyright strike for that. Or like banned or something. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. I hope not, because it's just kind of props to them for crazy good tasting beverage. But yeah, Van flies for Jim Fan. Whoop whoop. Telling you guys, Van's coming up. He's one of those people that like they're definitely seeing something in this guy. He's got a really, really cool flight style. Definitely gonna be interesting to watch him develop it, you know, because as you all know, it takes time to develop your own style, and you definitely pick up on other people's that you fly with, but to make it like yours takes a minute. But it's cool. It's an awesome thing to watch. Yep. Texting the Twin Quads group. Jump in the chat if you're bored. But yeah, what we need to do is get some like Google Hangouts, like full Twin Quad Frames team on here, and have like just a hangout session. You guys can meet everybody, talk to everybody, ask all the questions you want. So the Twin Quads Frame team consists of, obviously, Corey and Keith. They're the owners, and they are twins. Go figure. And then as far as pilots, it's myself, Travis. If you haven't checked out Travis, Nobody FPV, go check him out. Super good pilot. Juan out of California, riding 951. And Vandal FPV, Van Evans, he's in the chat. OG Monster, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Traden, thank you, man. 1,000 subscribers, you guys. We did it. Alright, my battery's gonna die on my camera, so give me a second. Oh boy. What's going on? Might have a malfunction. Malfunction. Alright, we're going to the other camera. Yeah, so I had a camera that just like totally died on me. I apologize. We'll just pick back up and I will see if I can keep getting it to work maybe. What I don't have is one of those cool battery packs. That allows you to like plug in your camera and leave it going the whole time. It hasn't arrived yet. Big Clouds, what is up, bro? I'm having some camera issues going on right here. Trying to get them sorted. Trying to get them sorted. There we go. Boom. Sorry about that, guys. Are we glitching out here? Chair cam. You like that, dude? There is a sweet story behind this chair, actually. I don't know. If that's glitching out, let me know. I'll go back to the chair cam. But it's like right in front of my face. Long process of breaking down. We're going back to this one because we don't need no latency. So I always use clear heat shrink on all my gear. Looks so good. Except the way that I install it, it's always like super big pain to get off. Oh yeah. So the setup that we were doing live video on is we're using a MacBook, using OBS software, which I'm not very good at the whole live streaming thing, but hey, we're working on it. And then Camera Live, that's what uses my Canon up there. Gives you that crisp, cool, clean video. Yeah. And then Cam Twist, just a little siphon that allows it to run through and play on YouTube. What is up, Riding, my boy? I was having some camera issues. My battery died. Trying to learn how to do this whole live stream thing. Oh yeah, so Sidewinder, he's talking about my transmitter gimbals, you guys. So we were flying the other day, the same day that this happened, and seriously not sure if it's linked or not what happened, but we had some weird issues going on. So my quad was doing this weird thing, like it was full throttle. Seriously, when we armed it, it was it was going nuts. Um, it was like I was holding down the roll stick, you know. I was holding it like full roll, and then just going boom, 100% on this thing, and it was just going nuts. And so at first I thought it was my quad, so I switched quads, and then I got a new quad out, same thing, and I was like, okay, there can't be any way possible that two quads are doing something extremely weird that's like the same thing. So like set my transmitter down, and as I set it down, I realized that it's straight up like my gimbal broke. My roll and pitch gimbal was like just flopping around. It was like the stupidest thing ever. Just sitting there, totally lost complete function with my gimbal. So I have the Hall 9 gimbals, and yeah, that was that. So I'm like kind of excited and glad that like the rain was coming in this weekend, that we're gonna have some crappy weather, because I had to order some new gimbals and I have to wait on them to get here, and then I gotta install them. But silver lining, there's always silver lining. It's all about how you frame situations. But I get new gimbals, which is probably good. I've been ripping these gimbals pretty hard for, I don't know, since they first came out, and it was like hard to get a set. So I can't complain too much, you know. It's mechanical. Mechanical things fail, and I'm one of those dudes that just, you know, in this hobby, things are gonna break. Even if things are brand new, they're gonna break. So just don't get all crazy mad about it. Just accept that that's part of what we do, and let's roll. Offer some good constructive feedback, and maybe we can get products that are even better, because they do listen. I know they do. I fly for several of them, and I consistently see in product design and development that they listen to the community, which is you and me. Small guys, big guys, they listen to us all. Who's gonna be flying with Lazy Rocket, bro? You haven't flown with Raiden? You guys are missing out, dude. Bad. He's gonna show you something too. The dude, he's got some ripping style. But yeah, Vegas was fun. There's a crazy story about Raiden. I'm sure you guys probably heard or seen something about it involving the leg. That was pretty interesting, man. Pretty interesting. But I mean, wouldn't you know, in Vegas, that's how it's gonna go down. The Prop Stew. Yes, I met Prop Stew in Vegas at the Luxor, and I've actually got more footage of our little rendezvous, and it was like so loud you couldn't understand. But yeah, it was awesome to meet you, bro. What I liked the most about you is the excitement on your face was like so stoked, not to meet me, but just to be there, because I felt it, and that's how I was. I was just like jazzed to be there, and not really for any one reason particular, but I got to meet a lot of people that I've been really wanting to meet. Raiden, I got to meet Props too. Of course, I got to meet like the big guys. I fly for TBS, and I finally got to meet Trappy face to face, which was pretty awesome. I sat there and talked with him for a while, and you know, I've live streamed with him and stuff several times, and you know, talked to him over private messenger a lot. But it was just awesome to see him and to actually meet him face to face, which was cool. Yeah, so it's cool, man. I like to see your excitement. I hope you get some edits out and share it with us all. But yeah, so riding, long story short, tried to fly a quad around the Luxor, which was like, no, don't do that. And we may have had a little bit too much to drink that night. And I don't know if he was in the right state of mind or not. But yeah, long story short, we thought the quad went down, guys. We lost the quad, and I have video of me and him and Van. We're all running around the Luxor at night trying to find this down quad. Security is like, you would almost think it's like Fort Knox or something, because they are everywhere. Bicycles, flashlights, like, it was hilarious. Well, kind of, because the quad was lost. That sucked. So yeah, we're running around. So we like chase the quad around. We've got patches on our goggles. We've got transmitters trying to hide kind of under our arms as we like shuffle around the hotel. And we get to a point where we think it's up on this like little section of the hotel, because the thing was a pyramid. So if you lost signal and hit this glass pyramid, you would think that just gravity was going, bro. Like, it was just gonna go down. So we walked the whole base. You could get all the way down to where the pyramid met the ground. So we walked all the way around with flashlights. Never found it. But both times we came to one spot on the back side that led to like this mechanical room, something on the inside of the hotel. And the only way to get to the top, which was like 8 foot, was these like HVAC pipes that went up the side of the building. So I'm standing in the back by the pool right next to the exit. Van and Ryden run over to that. It's kind of off in this corner, so I'm like the security watch guy, because like I said, they're everywhere. And so Ryden hustles up this thing. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, bro, but like lost his hand footing on like the very top of this thing and like just slid down the post, like. But no big deal, except for on the bottom there's this like metal U-channel rack that was holding up the pipe, and it like straight skewered the back of his leg. And when we say it was gross, it was gross. Yeah, you can see that is the outside of his thigh. And I know it's not a lot of detail probably because my camera's a little far away, but dang, it like, ugh. So yeah, that happened. Dude like rides motocross, and it's got to be super tough because didn't even know it happened. Actually, Van said he just like thought he ripped his pants, jumped back up there and started to climb this thing again, and Van like saw it through the jeans. He was like, hey man, let me check your leg out or something like that, and looked at it and saw this like mangled hole, you guys. Like, that's an after picture of when it was cleaned up. Beforehand it was like, whoa. And so they like scurry around the corner. Vans give me this weird crazy look, and I just kind of knew something was up, you know, something was wrong. And yeah, sure enough, there was something wrong. He was like, dude, Ryden cut his leg, and I was like, what? So they came over and I shined my flashlight on it, and I was like, Van, you need to get him to the hospital definitely before the pain starts kicking in, because this thing is wicked. And yeah, long story short, I ended up like running back inside with like handfuls of controllers and goggles, and Van, just meeting one for the first night, me too, jumps in the cab with this dude, runs him to the hospital, ends up staying there for like all night, and one had to get like 50 something stitches, something like that. So half of that was internal stitches, the other half was external. Like, got released back. It was, you talk about a wicked first 24 hours. And obviously, you know, the hotel's filled with quad pilots, so it got around like super fast. And Juan became insta famous. And I don't know, someone's got to find it. I may have saved a picture of it, but even Mr. Steele posted an Instagram post on his story of some billboard that was like, said injured in a hotel, and it gave like some injury lawyer's number, you know, and then he scratched out in and put on and tagged Ryden, and it said something like, "I got you, bro." It was classic. But yeah, I got some pain meds and some antibiotics and all that stuff, and dude like freaking stormed on. Like I said, he's like tough as nails, because the next night we walked the strip. We were in Vegas, so we went and checked out the strip, and we walked 10 miles, and dude like has stitches down the side of his leg like this far, and he's just like tromping around like no big deal. Yeah, that was first night. Second night was, it was something else. I know I ended up alone in the casino really late because everybody else was passed out, and not in like a really weird way, but things just got weird when you're in a hotel really late at night and lots of people have been drinking heavily and you're in Las Vegas. Things get weird. But yeah, you guys go check out Ryden's channel on Instagram, 951 Ryden 951. I think he's posted like the whole ordeal up there. The original post got taken down, I think, due to graphic content. But I think the blurred, semi-blurred version has been reposted. Yeah, props to you. You're right. It was a good time, man. Yeah. So the first thing that Van and I get out of the cab, yeah, I got the camera rolling, kind of vlogging, just enjoying the fact that in Vegas, if you're vlogging with a camera out, nobody thinks anything of it. Where I'm from in Arkansas, if you got a camera out and you're walking down the sidewalk, you're like a freak. So that was kind of cool. We were enjoying that, and like, boom, right off the bat, we roll up on like Stingy and Corey Tapp and Corey from Cloud9, all those dudes. We're just hanging out up front. So there we stopped, introduced ourselves, said, hey, we all look familiar. Everybody recognizes everybody, but it's cool putting faces to names and like meeting pilots face to face, because I know you all can probably say the same thing, that if you never meet somebody face to face and all you ever see is their online persona, it's really easy to create like your own idea of who that person is and like what they're all about. And a lot of times, it's completely off. And I'm not preaching at you, I'm preaching at myself, because I'm guilty of it too. I think that's just kind of our human nature. But yeah, once you meet a lot of these people in person, a lot of times you're going to walk away with like a different opinion on who they are. So don't be quick to judge a lot of people you meet online, especially a lot of these famous dudes, because when you think about it, I mean, the sheer amount of people and like friend requests and all the stuff that they have to deal with on a normal basis. I mean, yeah, sure, it'd be easy to come off of like, conceited or cocky or kind of pissed off or just not interested in you, and I really don't think that's the case. I think it's just like it happens so often. But yeah, yeah, double A, that's awesome, man. That's a lot of events. I'm hoping, I say I'm hoping to go to IO this year. Don't think I'm going to be able to, because I'm going out to Colorado with my kids and my family, and we're going to go out into the mountains. And yes, I'm going to take my quads, but it's just going to be a family thing. And I think it's right about the same time as IO, so I don't think I'm going to be able to make it again this year. But I don't know what the next thing going on is. I really, Brain FPV, I really want to go back out to Oregon with those crazy fools over there at Braden FPV. There's a whole bunch of other mountains and coasts that I would love to fly that we didn't get to last year. Definitely on the agenda is going to Atlanta. I've been kind of shooting the idea back and forth with Schizo about going down there, meeting up, and meeting him and flying with those guys and kind of hitting some iconic Atlanta spots. And that's going to be a trip. I'm probably just going to hit the road and drive. But, dude, you talk about a sweet sounding trip. Now that sounds like a legitimate trip. Because, you know, I mean, Vegas was dope. But I wanted to fly. Like, fly. And Vegas wasn't super down for that. No, they weren't. I mean, if you saw somebody posted about Zoe, can't get my antenna off there. I don't want to break the dang thing. Zoe was trying to fly I think it was a tiny whoop in the Luxor, the hotel that we were all in, and she got in trouble by security. They said that it would set the fire alarm off. It's kind of an interesting reason why she can't fly. I haven't heard that one before. You guys, this is what we're working with right here. Check this out. It's in spiderweb phase, where like everything's dangling. So are you interested in what the setup is? While I sit here and deconstruct it. Any takers, I will give you the rundown on pretty much my go-to setup. Crashed at the snatch, bro. No, that is not. And I love what you've named the gap. And if Corey Tapp is watching, Corey Tapp and I have this like unspoken battle of blind dives. So we both started doing blind dives about the same time. Well, and if you don't know what a blind dive is, it's when you go up to an object instead of doing the split S and coming down. You basically just kind of power up and dive backwards. And so he was posting them, and then I posted one like right after him, and then it kind of morphed into this like unspoken challenge, like friendly challenge, I think, on who can do like the sweet blind dives. And right now he's totally spanking me because in Las Vegas he blind dove that little chimney stack at the park that I didn't get to go to. And yeah, I was going to blind dive that, and you can see it in my last edit that I just put out, that I started to go in the crack, and then I chickened out. Like I was coming backwards, and like I started seeing the mountainside on my left hand side. I was way up on top of the mountain, and my plane left in like 2 hours or something. So I said nah, and as you can see in the video, I just kind of tried to correct as much as possible and just make this kind of like artistic float back over and try to dive it. But no, this was the quad. This is the one I was talking about earlier. What I'm thinking about going to for real is my 6-inch, 5-inch setup, 6-inch frames, 5-inch props, low KV, 6S batteries, 5-6 minutes of freestyle. Yeah, this is quad. Broke it. Van, when are you going to post your footage of my Sherpa life climbing the side of the mountain to retrieve this thing? I couldn't turtle mode because the motor hit a rock and won't move. And I'm sad about it. It's the only 1600 kV motors I have left are Mad Components. And they work great until you hit something and you bend the shaft. Oh, I still can't get this antenna off, you guys. It's like stuck on here. Oh. It's killing me, Smalls. Look, kind of bummed. So this frame said like TVS. What else does it say? It says my name in here real big. There it is. There's the J. There's the O. N's in there. So I was just kind of doodling around. There's the snap. Wah. Didn't make it, you guys. What a bummer. Super bummer because I gotta take the frame apart. Boom. You see that sick transition? I got that sucker set on T. Hit T. Boom. Boom. Like a news studio. Actually, not really, because now I gotta check. Alright, I'm an idiot. I apologize. Yeah, thanks, man. It looked good for the couple weeks it existed. I mean, I guess I could get another arm and do some work on it, but what fun is that? It just gives me an opportunity, I guess, to try out this frame. Look at the lowrider boys. Look at that small dude. So we're gonna put the Brain FPV stack in there. Like always, I don't fly anything else. Yeah, the frame flew good. Been really digging these Rebel motors, 2306 2550s. Yeah, 2550. Super dope motor. Amp hungry. Likes to eat the amps. That is for dang sure. But other than that, they're good, man. All the guys swear, all the Rebel guys swear on running them on 6S, so that we did. We threw 6S on it, ripped through them, never had any issues. Probably was running 6S when we crashed and broke it. Actually, I'm almost positive I was. So the Ovonic 6S, that's the ones I've been testing. Right now I have the 1300 milliamp. Heat it up with a gun. You're right, dude. You're like MacGyver. There it is. I'm just trying to be gentle because it has my UFL on it and don't want to rip that off. I forgot what I was saying. That's okay. We're just working on the quads now, trying to actually get something down. Yeah, I have a lot of fun just like customizing stuff. It's kind of like a habit or an issue. My wife says it's like a condition. My wife, you guys, she's so awesome. She could like care less about FPV, but totally cares about like what makes me tick and what makes me happy. So on that end of things, she's like super supportive. And she's like super artsy too. She's into like calligraphy. I swear she could have her own channel, her own YouTube channel doing like custom nails. Because there's a ton of women out there, you guys, that want to learn and spend a lot of money on how to do their own custom fingernails. It's true. Ask your wife about it. She'll know. Like, oh yeah, I want to get some acrylics, and like, then it's on. Then you're in the same boat I'm in. But hey, we all need to have hobbies. So, flight controller of choice. obviously, hands down, Brain FPV Radix. Before I started flying with them, if I ever get kicked off the team, don't kick me off, please. I love you. I'll still fly them. The flight controller is just unreal. So, no hype, no nothing. Just the fact that it speaks for itself, and it's rad. Dang, cleans the house and has 30,000 subs. I'm telling you, it's... people want to see people, apparently. But we're all guilty of it. We all, like, fall into that trap of getting stuck on YouTube where you're just, like, watching nobody or nothing that is even relative to anything that you're interested in. But it's just something about what's going on that's, like, captivating. Maybe it's just me. I know I do it. I'll admit it. Yeah, there you go, Toki. Hit it, my boy Ryden, man. He's good, bro. Super good. Oh, it's cold outside, and it's not fun. Okay, so we are making progress. Kind of. We're getting there. One step at a time. One step at a time. But yeah, my wife, she's super supportive. Super awesome woman. I hope that if you're ever in town, you'll get to meet her because she's pretty hospitable. Flying trees tomorrow. Trying to look juicy. Any tips? Yep. It's all about I don't know. I lean to say rates. Like, what's your rates? And I don't know, some people say rates and all that stuff don't matter. I think it matters. My tip, go chill. Just go have fun, man. Put on some good music. Pre-plan a line and just flow. Four foot of snow. Dang. Yeah, camera angle. That's a good one too. I didn't think about that. I'm a consistent 30 degrees, you guys. 30 degrees all the time. Doesn't matter if I'm racing, doesn't matter if I'm doing freestyle, doing trippy spins, matty flips, anything like that. 30 degrees. No more, no less. Well, roughly 30 degrees. Most of the time it's probably like 25. Because it gets knocked around a lot and they end up having to like push it up. Fly with music, you got it. Van, I got my Bluetooth speaker. Just so you, just in case you forget to remind me next time we go fly. Music is key, bro. Not to mention that. Alright, let's talk about this. Music. Alright, everybody, I see the biggest question I see the most is how do you pick music for your videos and your edits? So I'm going to share the way that I do it, and this is it. I'm like a super consistent Spotify listener, and so what I did was, as most of my stuff is all electronic, that's pretty much all I listen to anyways and have for quite some time. So I listen to a lot of electronic channels. And so I just created a playlist, you guys, of it's called like FPV edits or something like that. And so all it consists of is just when I'm listening to work, or music at work, which is nonstop, I will just bookmark that song, save it to that playlist. And if it fits that category as I'm listening to it, like when you feel it, when it's like, oh, I think that'd make an awesome YouTube edit, then that's it. You just save it to your song. You build up you build up this huge library, and then when it comes time to edit, you kind of just scan back through those songs real quick, and you get an idea of what kind of feel they bring to the table, and if that mixes with what you're wanting to do for your edit. And so it makes it really easy because you've already heard them, so you know. And yeah, so then you kind of have a consistently updated pool of music to choose from, depending on what your feel is for that video. And that's how I do it. And so I just kind of have a folder specifically for edits. Copyright. So yeah, that's another one I hear all the time. I usually do not get copyrights on Instagram. If I do, I always just post anyways. So I'm not monetized, I'm not making any money, so legally I'm just posting copyrighted material, and if anybody gets access or credit for it, it's going to be them. Facebook, I've gotten copyright strikes a few times on Facebook, and there's a little button that says post anyways, and you hit post anyways. No one has ever said a thing or sent me any kind of email or anything like that. And again, I'm not making any money off Facebook, so I think the worst that could happen is that they would pull my video, and that would be that. So I always post anyways. Same thing with YouTube. If you get a copyright strike on YouTube, they send you an email that says you're not in trouble, and the credit for whatever song it is and the monetization of that is going to go to the artist. That's it. Easy money. So, I mean, obviously that's different if you're making money off your YouTube channel. But at that point, it'd be fun to work with artists and stuff anyways. If you're at the point where you're going to be making money, and then yeah, just find a really good artist, music artist, and work together, have them make some sweet beats and kind of whatever kind of feel you are if you're a vlogger or whatnot. Or make your own. I love Ableton. I use the Ableton Push and love making beats and music and stuff like that. So if that's you, there's another opportunity for you as well to be creative, because it doesn't stop with just FPV, or at least it doesn't with me. Alright, Van, hit the books, man. Thanks for chilling. Yeah, let's fly tomorrow. Well, no, let's not, because I don't have any gimbals. Shucks. Alright, so we've transplanted that bad boy. Let's start taking a look at fitment. Okay, so right off the bat, I need a micro camera. And man, I don't have an extra micro camera. So what if, alright, I'll rob that one. I'm just gonna rob one out of another build. I'll rob a micro, put it in here, a run cam, because it's a run cam wiring harness. No, I guess I do need a mini, huh? fine. Let me check it. I don't like using the carbon plates though. I was gonna print some plates and probably use a micro, but maybe you're right. Let's see. I really like these tight TPU mounts though, but I'm willing to sacrifice. Just a one-piece bottom plate, man. I'm always worried about one-piece bottom plates, cause like, dang. I guess you could just take it like I'm doing now, transplant a full build. This one just seems a lot longer to me. Arm span, so just hate having to undo motor wiring and wire it back together on like a rebuild. I just, yeah, it kind of sucks. Yeah, I saw those. Kelly, are those the ones that are kind of like open right here on the front? Has the cam mount that comes back. Does anyone have a really good full coverage, quality coverage GoPro Hero mount for one of these? If you do, would you share the file with me? Because I found a few on Thingiverse and they're not like super awesome. How's this baby gonna fit? But yeah, iFlight's been awesome, you guys. Been some quality people to talk to and kick ideas around, hear what they've got coming out. You talk about somebody that's hungry to put out all kinds of stuff on the game right now. It's iFlight, man. They're dropping stuff like nuts. But yeah, Toki, looked at the XL7. They sent me some of these frames, and so I gotta do them some justice and put a build on them. So as you can see from this one, we painted it this interesting green color to start. Oh yeah, for the GoPro mounts, what you're saying for the XL7. I did. I looked at it, and there was one, but I just wasn't super stoked about it. If you look at mine, it covers the whole side of the camera right here, right? And it protrudes out from the front, which protects the screen really well. And it also has a built-in base. So those are like my three things. The one I was looking at was missing this section, which leaves the whole side of your camera open, which I've tried that before and it didn't turn out too good. So I'm kind of looking for this mount for this, and I'm probably just gonna maybe end up just reworking this mount and shorten up the base length and width and see if we can get it to fit on here. But yeah, that you know, then you got to go in, you got to design it, you got to work with it, trial and error, then you spend all this time and you print this huge print, it doesn't work. I still want to do that right now, but give me a link. He said, I got you, bro. No, I'd love a link. I'll check it out for sure. Like I said, I'm just looking for coverage on that. I hate going in there buying a new GoPro. Oh yeah, so you're right. It's a micro cam, dude. So we're like totally in luck then. Look at that beast. Interesting, you guys. Fits right in there like a champ. Alright, so we'll put it in. We'll roll carbon. I haven't rolled carbon on a cam mount since I began But whatever. Let's make it happen. If I can get my screw holes lined up, it's been like the biggest problem for me. Yeah, so got that represent hat on. Big thanks to Victor for sending that out to me. If you guys haven't checked out that group, I highly advise it. Bunch of cool dudes. Yep, we're gonna take it right there. Yes. Not too bad. Not too bad. It's a little far back for me. Oh, shoot me the prints, bro. Check them out. Man, weather is not gonna cooperate this week. We have some of the weirdest weather, you guys. It's like so back and forth, it's not even funny. It'll be like really nice one day, super crappy the next. It's strange. It's from like snow to 60, right now it's icing. Kelly, thanks for stopping by, bro. I appreciate everything you did for me in Vegas. That last video, that's because of you, man. But no, big shout out. Thank you. What I see, Copper Top? What is up, Copper Top? How's your trip? Or are you back from your trip? Seemed like you've been on the road a while, bro. What's the deal? You just traveling around, getting some flights in where you can, or are you like traveling the country on some like FPV road trip? If so, how do you do something like that? Because I want to know. I just think that would be so fun. So what do you do for work? Fly mini drones for work. What is this? Sorcery. Oh yeah, travel for work, fly while you're there. I'm with you. Thought about it. But I love my kiddos, man. I did some traveling for a while. I did industrial controls for power plants and got tired of that real quick. Real quick. Just a lot of traveling. Limited. Super limited here. Okay, so I don't like that in the slightest bit. Not yet, that's right. Copper Top. Miss you in Vegas, bro. Wish we could have met. What's the next event you're going to? What's the next event anyone's going to? What's the next event coming up? Is it IO? No. Lazy Rocket, I painted it, bro. I can't just do carbon. I was doing all mine in hydrographics, so I had a hydrographic shop opened up for all of 2018. Let me tell you, fellas, that is a hard business to get people to see the vision. So yeah, needless to say, we closed that baby up in 2019. The only thing I miss about it is being able to customize all my stuff like super cool. Cause yeah, I was always using extra prints and extra paints and everything to like dip drone frames, and we had like a line of dip twin quad frames. You could like pay a little bit extra on the site and go and get like a hydro dip frame. It's pretty cool. Several people did it. I understood why a lot wouldn't do it. It doesn't really make a lot of sense because spending more money on something that you obviously know is going to get slammed around. But when done right, stuff's durable. Super durable. Yeah. Not a huge fan right now of how this mount goes in. That's okay. That's why they make TPU. It's just more stuff we gotta print. More prints. That one in. Not quite sure what our angle is. Yeah, I'm not, me either, bro. Like, always do my own TPU mounts. They sent me this frame. Never flown one. Needed to, felt like I should at least put a build on it and give her some flights and offer some feedback and opinions if I can. But yeah, the carbon cam mounts, especially with like, look, minimal carbon here on the outside, with that pressure from the camera, I'm just afraid it's gonna snap outwards. I may be completely wrong. But man, that's what it feels like. It feels like just snapping it in here with this micro camera is gonna do that. How frustrating that would be. Yeah. She's in there. Quite solid. Dang, that's solid. Okay, so here I was complaining about it, but you are not moving that camera right there. And so set up solid in its place. So it looks like more than 30. Bad thing is you still can't really adjust it using that mount. I'm not liking it. There. We're definitely gonna print something off for that. See, it's pushing it up right here. Yeah, alright. Scratch that camera, which is cool. I'll just pull this whole thing out because I sure don't want to use it. But yeah, we can get all the guts in, and we're going to strip that. I made an Immortal T mount that uses standoff mounts, which is like my go-to. So, strip bolts out of this one. The way I run my Radix is 30 mil or 25 millimeter bolts, plastic standoff on the bottom, and then yeah, put the power board on, one nylon nut in between, Radix flight controller. It's a beautiful stack with the grommets. It just fits perfect on there. Yeah, I mean, it really wasn't bulging horrible. I mean, I totally could have put a screw in it and it would have been fine. Paint does make it a little bit hard to get in there. You can tell when you pull it out. It's chipped the paint off the inside, which happens every time. So, yeah. That just confirms to me though that I don't want to use the carbon mounts, man. Wasn't a huge fan, so should be just fine. My other concern being a solid bottom plate. Don't have anything to lock in the stack, but I think a nylon nut will do just fine. Just run it through the TPU, through the nylon nut, up through the carbon. Spin a nylon nut on there. I think that'll be alright. If not, I could probably always use the press nuts. Only thing with that is not a whole lot of standoff height here, so I need to try to keep my stack down to a minimum. It has a brain. They all have brains, man. If you guys haven't flown a Radix flight controller, you probably need to go buy one because they're so sick. Yeah, my gimbal broke. I can't believe my dead gum gimbal broke. Out of all things. But then again, like I said, it's all in how you frame it. I'm so stoked it didn't break when I was in Vegas. That would have been like real lame. Guys, I'm a frame painting pro. We just make it work. No, not really. Works good. Too good. Man, oh man. Oh, my Tyrannus. My M9, my roll and pitch gimbal the other day during flight went out very violently. At first it was creating this extreme weird response for like the first 5 seconds, and then it broke. Something broke and it just flops around and something rattling around on the inside. No, Brain recommends this exact setup using a long screw. They have a crazy full documentation manual, and like I said, I fly with Brain and I help with a lot of issues, and a lot of the issues with like mid-throttle oscillations using the Radix board because it uses the ball gyro is due to mounting problems. So yeah, if you're going to use a Brain power board and flight controller, run a long screw. Run a nylon nut down over that onto your frame. Power board on top of the nylon nut. Run another one down on top of the power board. Cinch that down in between them. And then with your Radix, you put the long side of the grommets facing down, like so. And that sits right on top of the nylon nut on top of the power board. And then you one last nylon nut on top. until it just touches the gummies. Again, mid-throttle oscillation problems from the Radix has been people are over compressing the gummies, and by over compressing, like, that can even be extremely slight with that ball excuse me, with that ball gyro. So yeah, they'd totally recommend using a long bolt. Chris Fitzsimmons, what's up, bro? Chris Fitzsimmons, you guys, is in Oregon, and I met him last year when I went up to meet Brain FPV. He went on our Twin Brain Rendezvous experience, and super cool and fun guy. Great guy to hang out with and to fly with. I can't wait to see you again, bro. Thanks for hanging out, for saying hey, and just for chilling. But no, camera gimbal. I actually don't even have a camera gimbal anymore, because I got a Canon and I'm just hand holding it all the time. Got the the Gobi tripod, but yeah, kind of miss my gimbal actually. Van has it now. He's using it for his filming setup. Yeah, I would be really upset if I had a camera gimbal and it went out, especially because DSLR camera gimbals aren't cheap. So now here's the Immortal T mount that I made. So like I said, it mounts on the 20 or normal configuration for flight controller, 36 by 36. I don't know, I'm having a brain fart right now. No, not gonna use nylon standoffs. I'm gonna pop this screw through here, and yeah, that's what I was afraid of. These screws are too long. Ryden, have a good night, bud. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you're feeling good. Glad you guys made it home safe, bro. So yeah, these are too long. So I think these are 30 millimeter, and I'm gonna have to get 25s to continue. And I tell you, I'm not gonna get them at 12:10 at night. T-mount going under the frame. Yes, sir. Always. Bear with me. Trying to get a frame, so it's all wrapped up. Okay, so yeah, my Immortal T mount is always underneath. I used to run it on the arms. I've tried vertical mounts. I've tried all this other stuff. And for what I do as far as flying, the majority of the time, mounting this bad boy right underneath with the standoffs usually works great. Found that in pretty much any orientation, you're always going to have a good control link. Pitch forward, going up a mountain, upside down. Sometimes if you're pitched and you roll, you're going to get that null point pointed at you. But I doubt you're going to stay in that position too long. If you are, you probably need to reorientate anyways. About landing, no issues. Never have any issues at all. The only thing that does happen is I've included these little zip tie holes for the miniature zip ties, just extra protection. And after a few slides or bad crashes, a couple of those little zip ties will break. But those are super easy to replace, and honestly, with the way it wraps up in between the bottom of the frame, it doesn't really come. It takes a lot of pressure to pull those suckers out. So pop her back in, good to go. Yeah, that's probably what I'll use on this one. I'll probably put it on the bottom like so. Actually, I'm going to have to rethink that. I can't do that unless I redesign this mount, because the iFlight frame has a cross in the center, and my mount utilizes the hole. But anyways, Well, you guys, I appreciate. Oh yeah, motors, man. I'm rolling with the Zing motors. iFlight motors right now. So far, they've just been amazing. But it's getting late. My stuff's not working out. I'm gonna jump off here. I appreciate all you guys hanging out, for chilling with me. Yeah, we're gonna do this again. Maybe next time I'll be a little bit more prepared, and we can do it a little bit more official. But for tonight, peace. Thanks. I love you guys. Be good in everything you do, and share love with everybody that you can. Have a good night.